Hello, welcome to the John's Jam Sessions YouTube channel. Back at you again. We've got another new single from The Cure, second single off the upcoming album Songs of a Lost World. If you haven't seen my previous review of Alone, please go check that one out. But a fragile thing, yeah. So literally just dropped Wednesday evening, kind of out of nowhere. There's rumors going around that this is going to get a physical release later on. I don't really know about that. We'll have to wait and see. But the song is currently available on all the streaming platforms. I do think this will probably be the last song we get now, until the album's out. Mainly because there's only 8 songs on this album, so already this is pretty much a quarter of the album out already, and that doesn't include obviously the live songs that have all been played live, which is about 5 songs. And also, if you were lucky enough to purchase the charity double A side, there's 2 live tracks off that. So and the reviews are starting to come out for this album as well now. And it's looking very good at the moment. If you haven't seen, a lot of 4 stars, a lot of 5 stars. So before I get into this view, just dead quick, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Please check out the podcast. I've got a few episodes talking about The Cure now. We also talk about all other kinds of bands, and we do everything from like album reviews to kind of stories of our own experiences with music and all that good stuff. So if you're looking for a good podcast, John's Jam Sessions, please stick around for that. And let's just get into my thoughts on this single, a fragile thing. First of all, the artwork looking very cool. I am liking this imagery with the kind of like the ancient kind of statue head that's fallen over and is in like kind of like a state of decay. I do really like that. I think this is probably the Cure's best kind of artwork ever, really, possibly, actually. Their artwork's been a bit, up and down at times. So I've got to get this out of the way with first and be completely honest. The first listen I had to this song, I was not impressed. I kind of finished it and I kind of sat there for a minute and tried to take it all in and was kind of a bit like, I I didn't like that much. However, couple of listens now, and I've changed my mind quite a bit, to be fair. So I think the instrumentation is great. I think there's a great deep bass front and center. I really like the piano, the ding 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 ding, like it like tickling away. It does sound some like the piano and the keys does sound a bit different. So kind of like what the Cure usually does with their keys and synth. It's usually these long, synthy chords. I like, or it's kind of subtle little few little keys being played on the piano. So I do like the song for this and putting the piano front and center in a way. Um, one instrument I really have a lot of praise for on this song is the guitar. I love the solo. Um, I don't really want to get into this kind of like downward spiral of, oh, this song sounds like it's off this album, or that song sounds like it's off that album, because I think that can be a bit kind of dismissive to bands. You wanna critique the work as it is right now with this kind of new sound, this new era. But I do get a bit of Wish vibes off this song. If anyone else does, let me know, because I am kind of thinking of it like this kind of could be a track off the Wish album. But again, I don't really like doing that. I find it a bit slightly disrespectful to the band. So I'm not really going to keep harping back to that. But yeah, as I said, great guitar solo on this. Like, really, not nothing's really, you're not shredding, you're not doing anything over complex, but it works for what it is, and it sounds really good. Now we get into the more slightly negatives, which is the vocals. That's where my complaints come in. I feel like they're slightly lost in the mix. Now, I don't know if it's just my ears, but the audio on YouTube sounds better than the audio on Spotify. I don't know why that is, but when I listened to it on Spotify, the vocals felt like they were behind the instruments, if that makes any sense to anyone. Like it did sound like they were getting a little bit like drowned out in the mix a little bit, especially with that really powerful, bass in front and center. I think it's fair to nitpick the mix really because of how long this album's kind of been in the oven. You would really expect everything to be perfect, but a good mix to me can be a terrible mix to someone else, could be a perfect mix to someone else. So it is, it's all subjective, isn't it, really, I suppose. Yeah, there's a lot of the Robert Smith classic "She Said," which is okay, but it gives a bit of coasting off, kind of like the safety of the usual tropes. I do like the lyrics and like how he's quickly kind of swaying from sentence to sentence and getting in that this love is a fragile thing. Like I do like that, but sometimes it does feel just ever so slightly, she said, like it's something that's been in a lot of Cure songs, and obviously it's a staple of the band at this point, isn't it? But maybe it's used just a little bit too much on this song. All in all, though, I liked the song. It didn't give me like the shivers and the goosebumps of hearing Alone for the first time. But of course, it wasn't going to do that because that was different. That was the first song that we'd heard, first new Cure song that we'd heard in about 16 years. Of course, that was going to hit a lot different to the second single, wasn't it? It just was. Um, I do have a feeling that the song might be the weakest on the album, and that's not dissing it. I don't really want to be saying I don't like this because I do like the song, but I just think there's better coming. I think they're just holding back here. I think they don't want to, give away too much yet. But speaking of the tracks. We've got the track listing. I know this image isn't the best of quality. Might have been able to find a better one. So we've got the opener, Alone, of course, and Nothing Is Forever, which is going to be the live version's going to be on that record that should be coming out to people soon. The November live double A side single. So I'm hoping I'll probably get a good listen to that before the album comes out. Fragile Thing, track three. It feels like a track three song, to be honest. It feels like a, we've opened the album up, we're in it now, kind of song. War Song, which I'm really interested to hear. War Song, the title really kind of strikes out War Song, and then after that, seems almost as if like the matching in theme together. We get Drone, No Drone, a very bizarre title. I'm assuming that's probably got something to do with kind of, as I say, going back to like War Song, maybe that's kind of something to do with military drones, missile strike drones, the likes of that. I can never say goodbye. I've got a feeling again. So I've got to be honest. Alone, nothing is forever. Fragile thing. I can never say goodbye. End song. I've all heard these songs. I've all heard them live, but that was 2 years ago, and it was live, and the memory does get a bit hazy. So I think in a way, sometimes hearing these songs will be like hearing them for the first time again. But I've got a feeling that I Can Never Say Goodbye is really going to be like one that's going to tug at the heartstrings a little bit. All I Ever Am, Mysteria again. I don't think I've heard this song. Really looking forward to that. Sounds really ominous and dark like the rest of the album. And End Song. When I did see them live, this was the song that stayed in my head. I remember this song. It's got a brilliant kind of like bit of guitar, a bit of riffage in it. But yeah, there we go. There's our 8 tracks. Now we still don't know 100% what we're going to get on the, if there's the free deluxe CDs, isn't there? I don't know what's going to be on the second CD. Is it just going to be instrumental versions of all these songs? Is it going to be all new music but no vocals, just instrumentals altogether? I guess we'll wait and see. But whatever it is, I'll be here to report on it. I'll be here talking about it. So if you like this video, if you like my review, please let me know what you think. Give me your opinions. I'd love to hear them. I want to know what other people think of this song. Please subscribe to the channel once again, and please check out the podcast. And I will hopefully see you again